All right, so welcome to tonight's call. I know we have a lot of new coaches this week, so I just want to say if you're confused, if you're on the right call, you are on the right call. If you are part of Never Surrender, Live Fearless, Team Fierce Ambition, or any of the teams under those three, we are doing our calls together, joining forces and being stronger in the new year. So yes, you are supposed to be here. We have, let's see, a lot going on, right, Ashley? So Ashley talked a lot last week about the new challenge groups, the two challenge packs, and the January 9th health bet starting. So make sure you have or are part of a challenge group starting on January 9th. If you are not part of a group and you would like to be part of a group or even co-run a group, reach out in the team pages and ask, because somebody will do one with you, or at the very least have you join their group with them. She talked a lot last week about the new challenge packs. So if you haven't listened to that call, find the recording and listen to it. A lot of information about the new challenge packs, which seem to be doing very well. And this Saturday, January 7th, is Super Saturday, or Super Friday, or Super Sunday, but mostly Super Saturday. If you don't have plans to go to one, make plans right now to go to one. You know that I'm part of the New Jersey Council, so that's where I will be. If you're not in New Jersey, they are nationwide, so you can look on the Beachbody site and find one, ask around in your page, because we have people all over going to them this weekend. So find one and get to one. Very important. Lots of new coaches in the last 2 weeks, so that's really awesome. Congratulations and welcome, you guys. We got Jamie, Shannon, Daisy, Robin, Joanna, James, John, Kate, Nadina, Michael, Donna, and Elizabeth. So awesome time to join, is it not? It's the perfect time to be joining. It's an exciting time in Beachbody, so welcome and enjoy your first call. This is, Ashley put this together. This is the whole Never Surrender downline. This is ranks, and this is how we're going to be recognizing ranks week to week. And if you're on there, congratulations. And maybe next week we'll see you somewhere else. So keep pushing. So good job, guys. And then, of course, we have awesome recognition. I see two of my favorite people up there. I'm going to have the people that nominated them speak, but really quickly, I just want to say that, Trisha, you know I love you. You're my success partner, and I'm so proud of you. And Jennifer, thank you so much for the Elf on the Shelf stress-free group. It was awesome. You guys need to take a page from this girl. She is genius. She put together this stress-free Elf on the Shelf group that my elf had the best season ever, thanks to it. It made it stress-free. She did little to no work other than posting where her elf was every night. And then today I got a little notification, and there she is asking who wants to join her ab challenge. So it was genius. So good job. But Jennifer, you were nominated by the amazing Danielle. So go ahead, Danielle.
I hope she's on this call. I don't know. Sometimes her kids don't cooperate with bedtime, but a little backstory of me and Jen. Jen actually, she's a full-time teacher. She's a mom of twins, and her twins are 2 months younger than mine. And I met her a few years back because she paints ornaments. And I wanted to take part in that. I wanted her to make special ornaments for my kids. So I remember the first time I went to her house, and she was just so frazzled, and her babies were little, and she's like, okay, here are the ornaments, here are the ornaments. And I didn't really get to talk to her because she just got home from work and I was going home from work. And then when I found Beachbody, she was one of the people that kind of popped into my head because we're twin mamas and I know the struggle, and I just kept reaching out to her. And she said no about 5 times, and finally she said yes. And then I accidentally sent her a message about the coaching opportunity, and I meant to send it to somebody else. So I felt like such an idiot because she had literally just bought a challenge pack. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And she was like, no, that's fine. What is this coaching thing? And since day one, she signed up and, first I want to say she was like, I don't want to do it. I just want the discount. And she just hasn't stopped. And she works full time. Like I said, she's a teacher. She has twins. She has the ornament business on the side. She does paint nights with her mom. Her mom is a recognized artist on the island here. And she is just the epitome of consistency and hard work. And I've never met somebody who can literally function on like 3 hours of sleep for the entire month of November and December. So I just wanted to, especially after the last 2 months, what she has done, she shows up all the time. And so I just wanted to recognize her.
Awesome. Yes, Jennifer is always at the top of the leaderboards every week in probably every downline that I see the recognition. So that she is the definition of consistency. So I'm so glad that you picked her to recognize. And then we picked Miss Trisha Stefanelli, which, as you guys can see, she is a Success Club All-Star legend, which I am so proud of her, and it just goes along with tonight's theme of consistency. And that means that she's hit Success Club, at least Success Club 5, for the last 24 months. That means she's helped over 75 people consistently over the last 2 years, and it just helped them get started on their health and fitness journey. And I'm just so proud of you, Trisha, and you know that. And I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait to see you in a few months, because Miss Trisha is coming with me as my guest to the Shalene Johnson MIA live event. So I'm just so excited for her, and I know that this year is just going to be so amazing for her, and I'm just so proud of your consistency, and just keep being amazing.
Awesome. Congrats, ladies. Okay, and then without further ado, Danielle is going to speak to us tonight. She was a little bit afraid to talk because she feels like she hasn't been consistent lately, and was struggling with what to even talk about. But I think that because of that, nobody knows better why consistency pays off. So as she said, she's a mom of twins, but she also has another son. So she's a mom of 3. She's a speech therapist. She is a 1-star lifetime diamond, and she is a Success Club All-Star. She has rocked this business, and she has worked extremely hard since she started. And take it away, Danielle.
All right, thank you. Can I share my screen, I guess, because I put a little slide. Okay. Now I know my team knows that I am so technologically not savvy, so I apologize in advance for what you're about to see. But first of all, thank you so much for having me on the call. And I wanted to talk about consistency because, as Dana said, oops, what are you guys seeing right now?
It says just click to present.
Okay, let me go back. Hold on. What just happened? Go back.
There you go.
All right, so I guess I won't be able to see you.
No, you won't.
Okay. So I wanted to talk about the power of consistency because, as Dana said, I've kind of struggled with that over the last few months, which I'll explain later. But 2016, for the most part, was a really good year, except for one major event. But I am so ready to rock it in 2017. And I'm so ready for our teams to rock it because I just have a really good feeling with where the company's going, and the mojo is back. And, if you haven't made your vision boards, make them and have them around you, and just validate your dreams and what you're able to do, because nobody is going to stop you from doing anything except yourself. I will tell you that what you're going to hear, unless you're a new coach, it is nothing new. It is nothing different than what the other coaches have presented about over the last few months. It is nothing different than what you'll read in personal development books. But I do hope maybe that from my perspective, being in the business for 2 years, what I've gone through, that maybe you'll be able to get something from it that, or a different perspective that'll just help drive your business forward. So this is my reason and this is my why. These guys right here. This was actually the day we voted, and my little guy Joshua to the left, he's 5. They just turned 5. He thought Donald Trump was going to be there, so he was wondering if the microphone was going to be too loud. But we went to vote, and my reason right here are these guys. I started my journey because I was always tired. I was always exhausted. I was listed as obese on the doctor's chart. And I was about to be put on reflux medication, and I just couldn't take myself anymore. Like, I had everything that I could possibly want. You know, look at these 3 beautiful, healthy kids, a husband who's my best friend, a job that I do love. And still I was crying every single day. And when my friends would ask me to like go out to like a bar or a club, I would like, you know, maybe some of them don't even know, but I would say that I was busy because the thought of buying an outfit was so daunting. So I know how people feel. And then when the coaching opportunity came up, I was like, there's no way in hell I could fit anything else on my plate. But within a week, you know, I signed up for the discount. Within a week, I knew this is what I wanted to do. And I'll be honest with you, if I had the option of leaving my full-time job that I love and doing this from home full-time, I would do it in a nanosecond. I mean, 100% I would do it. I feel like this is my calling, and hopefully one day I'll be able to do that. So Dana kind of told you my story. You guys can all hear me, right? Because I can't see anything.
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Thank you. Okay, just wanted to double check. All I see is my slide. So this is my story. I've been married for 10.5 years. I have my 3 beauties. They drive me absolutely insane. And I do work full time. I work with children with special needs, severe special needs. It's mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausting. But I love it, and I know that I was meant to be there. And I actually met my husband there. He's one of the school social workers. So yes, we work together, but it's a huge building, so we very rarely see each other. I've been a coach since September of 2014. My team name is Empowered, and the reason why the ED is in the brackets is because I feel that Beachbody and their products have empowered me in so many ways that now it's my turn to empower others. So that's the meaning of that. Some of you do know that I suffer from anxiety. I have had depression in the past. I have crazy OCD, and it's not the good, clean, organized kind. It is the counting in your head, drive you nuts kind. But you know, it is what it is, and I've learned to manage. And I have something called vasovagal syncope, which I know Dana and I have spoken about. And one of the reasons why I have what I call gymophobia, I hate gyms, and I used to really I used to dread the thought of working out, is because I pass out. And I pass out from stomach issues and cardio. So a lot of jumping up and down. And that was a major, major fear of mine that through doing the 21-day fix and working up to everything, I've overcome. So do I still have symptoms? Of course I do. But I have to say, since I've started to eat healthier and drink Shakeology and work out, thank goodness those symptoms have not been really present. There were times where I was in the hospital because I passed out 3 times in one night and hit my head. So thank goodness they're not here. And I thank Beachbody for that, to be honest with you. That's the reason that I feel as good as I do. So here are my struggles. I have organizational ADD. Yes, I self-diagnosed myself. I am one of those people, I don't know if you've seen on Facebook, where it says, like, it's one of those quotes with the picture, I forgot what they're called. And it says, you know, I'm doing the dishes, and then I'm like, oh, I need paper towels. So I go downstairs and I go to get the paper towels, and I start doing the laundry, and then I say, oh, you know, I need this. I am so scatterbrained. I am all over the place, and organization is just not my forte at all, nor is technology. Throughout my entire life, I have always cared way too much what people think of me. I'm always a people pleaser. And that has been a huge detriment for me. But again, since finding Beachbody and feeling empowered, I have gotten rid of the negativity in my life for the most part. And unfortunately, it has had to include some family members and some friends. And it's really, really hard to do. But when you're not surrounded by the negativity and you surround yourself with positive people, you just live such a better life. So I definitely have come so far in that area in the last 2 years. I am so not a business person. I was the number one part-time salesperson for Tom McCann, the shoe place. I don't know if you remember that from way back when. In high school, I sold shoes. They used to call me Al Bundy in a skirt while I was in high school. And that's it. I am not a business person. I work in a school. I work with kids. I have no experience whatsoever. And I always put others' needs before my own. I have learned that it's okay to say no at times. And I have learned to put myself first. And part of that has come because I take those 30 minutes a day for me. And that's what I try to teach mostly moms. I do mostly, I guess that's my niche market is busy moms who feel that they have to constantly be there for the kids or their husbands or work or whatever, and they don't take time for themselves. So that's what I pride myself in doing is teaching them to not only that they need it, but to learn to love it as well, and that it makes you better in all other areas. And I also talk a lot too. I don't know if that's a struggle, but for you guys it is. So life happens, right? And sometimes you're hit with these curveballs. And one of my curveballs came about 6 months ago. I was in Florida with my family. We were visiting my in-laws, and I got a call from my sister that my father was missing. Little backstory, my dad was 65 years old. He lived 36 years with MS. He lived on his own. He did have someone help care for him and things like that, but he walked with a cane, but he refused to be in a wheelchair. And he was a recovered drug addict. It would have been his 30-year anniversary this past October. And a majority of our relationship really was over the phone. We saw each other a few times a year, but I got very, very close to my dad over the last 10 years. So initially I didn't know what to think about it. I thought maybe that he was kidnapped because he believed in those scams in Jamaica where you send the money, and he sent over $30,000 over there over the last couple of years, and he had no longer had access to his money. So in my head, they came, they got him, they took him to the bank. He didn't have access to the money because now he had a power of attorney, and they kidnapped him. That was my thought. Reality was he was the passenger in a car that got in a horrible accident here on Long Island. And unfortunately, a woman on a bicycle was killed as well. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because, I knew my dad was in the hospital. He had abdominal surgery, but that he was fine. And my entire world got turned upside down because this woman was killed because my dad was in the car. Even though he wasn't the driver, it still turned me inside out, which I guess is normal for people. But maybe because I have OCD, I harp on it and I couldn't stop thinking about it. So as soon as I got home from Florida, I went to see my dad. And unfortunately, a few days later, he ended up passing away from his injuries. And in the meantime, we had to make some very difficult decisions. And one of them was to amputate his foot, meaning that he would be in a wheelchair. And I knew that he would not want to live like that. So I don't mean to sound all depressing. The reason why I'm saying this is because it really took its toll on us, not even from a grieving point, but just the decisions we had to make. And did we make the right decision? And then there was the other woman that was killed, and there was anger involved. And it's just the way that his life was taken after surviving multiple sclerosis for 36 years was just so disturbing. It literally shut me down. I literally walked around in a fog for months. I did my workouts to save my sanity. my anxiety was up the wazoo. So the workouts definitely helped. I drank my shake. I had no willpower. I found myself drinking a ton of wine, I guess to numb me a little bit. Not that I was, getting drunk, but still. And I felt so lost inside that I wasn't reaching out to anybody. I wasn't reaching out to anybody at all. I was showing up for my team here and there. I was showing up for my challengers. I posted daily about my workout, but that's it. Like there were no invites at all. Somehow I managed to continue to hit Success Club 10 or more in July and August and September to reach the All-Star Legend, which was my goal. That was, for some reason, it was so important to me, I needed to reach that goal. And once September came, October, I barely hit Success Club. November and December, I wasn't even close. And I started thinking like, all right, I got it back. I'm working hard again. I'm inviting, I'm doing this and doing that. Like, why the heck am I not connecting with people? Why are they not getting challenge packs? Why are they not trusting me? What's going on? Oh yeah, I could blame the holidays, but I looked back at my paycheck from the year before and my paycheck was like 5 times what I was making now, and I was just like, what the heck? And it made me realize it's because I didn't plant those seeds in July and August and even part of September. I did not invite people to join me because I felt I had nothing to offer. I had no motivation. And I was so down inside that I didn't want to reach out. I had no mojo whatsoever. So I'm sorry for all that long-winded story, but I just wanted you to understand that, and I'll get to it later, the seeds that you plant now, the people that you're inviting now, they may not just jump on board, So the fact that I did not invite anybody in July and August, like that screwed me for November and December, 100%. So that's something I want you to think about. So basically, the mantra of that story is show up every day, no matter what. It doesn't matter what happens to you. It doesn't matter how shitty you feel inside. And I hope there aren't any kids on this call anymore. This is a business, and you need to treat it like a business. I still showed up for work. I still showed up for my kids. So why did I not show up for this? Why was I able to push it to the side? So if you want this to work for you, you need to treat it like you would your kids, your boss. If you work, you need to treat it as a business. And I did not do that over the summer. And it really, really messed me up at the end of the year. So we always hear about the 4 vital behaviors, right? Now there's 4 now: product of the product, and personal development, and inviting, and recognizing. And to me, being a product of the product is the most important. You need to practice what you preach. That was something my dad used to say: practice what you preach. You have to do a program. Start to finish, post your journey daily. I've actually started programs. I started Core de Force. If you have a back injury or knee injury from the past, it's hard. And I honestly, I don't know if that was part of losing some of my motivation or whatever and just finally getting it back. I had no motivation to get up and do it. It hurt. So I had to go out there and say, hey guys, I'm not doing it anymore. This program is awesome. I feel stronger, but in the meantime, it's hurting my back and my knee. I had to tell people that because there are people watching, whether they're commenting or liking, they're watching you and they want to see what you're doing. So if you're going from program to program to program or workout to workout to workout, they're all over the place. They want to see you do a program from start to finish. They want to see your results. That is what is going to make them believe in you and believe in the products. You need to post what Shakeology does for you. Yeah, it has 70 superfood ingredients. Half of them I cannot even pronounce. You want to send them a good video? Shay Stanford, send them the Shakeology video. It has all the ingredients and what they do for you. I love it. I could watch it over and over. The music's really fun. It's really cool. It's good for teaching them what it is. But what does it do for you? I know what it does for me. So that's what we have to share every single day. I'm not really one of those people that will post their shake every day, to be honest with you. But there are times like I'll post it and then I'll make sure that it shows the reason why I'm drinking it, not just that I'm drinking a yummy shake. And also, what has being a coach done for you? If you're a new coach, maybe just getting on these calls and learning, or maybe, just meeting new people. Did it fill your gas tank? Have you formed some friendships? And what about the accountability? I know for me, it's like getting up and seeing my challengers post that they did their workout. I'm like, darn it. All right, get up and do it. It makes me do it. So maybe being accountable is something that coaching has done for you, but you have to share it every single day. Here are some posting tips. I found this, I don't know whose page this was on, to be honest with you, but I saved it because I loved it. No impact versus impact. Just like the reason why you're a coach or why you're doing a fitness program, why you're drinking Shakeology, you have to think about when you're posting, nobody cares that like you did your workout or, oh, look at my salad, yummy. Nobody cares about that. They want to know why. Why are you having that salad? Is it because you're going out to dinner tonight and you're going to save you're going to have wine and cake later? Like, they want to see that we're human and that this is not a diet, because people are so used to equating healthy with diet and deprivation that you want to show them, no, I'm having a salad now. Look, I'm full. Look at this. It has chicken and all this stuff. This is great. But guess what? I'm going to have this later on. So you want to show why that you're having it. Because honestly, like, I don't really love food pictures unless there's a reason why you're posting it. If you go to a restaurant and you say, oh my gosh, next time you come here, have this, then I'm more prone to listen to it than I had this for dinner. So I hope that makes sense. But definitely think about when you're posting the impact you're going to have on people. Sharing your struggles is something that is 100% necessary. People don't want to know. They don't want to think that like you just like jump up out of bed and you're like, woohoo, time to work out. Because you know what? I don't know about you guys, but I hit snooze about 3 times, 4 times, and I'm like, oh God, time to get up. But then I have my Energize and I'm ready to go. That's fine. But nobody wants to think that you're perfect and that like you don't struggle. You need to be you. You always hear it. Be unapologetically you. Be uniquely you. Do not copy anyone else's posts. You can use, if you see a post that you like, doesn't matter if it's on the team or someone else from another team or a sponsored ad, whatever it is, use it as a basis for your own. Be like, oh, that's a great idea. Maybe I can use that in the future. Let me write it down. But do not copy the wording. That is not you. You have something unique that no one else has. And also what I find is that when you post about yourself, your ups, your downs, your life, you're attracting those people that connect with you. Not everybody is going to connect with you. They'll connect with somebody else, and that's totally fine. You don't want those people anyway, to be honest with you. You want people that like you're going to mesh with, because even if they're challengers, you're still in contact with them. You're still forming a relationship with them, and you want relationship with people who are like you. So the other part of the vitals is personal development. And I have to tell you, I was one of those people that said, I don't need personal development. I'm fine. I went to therapy for like 20 years. I'm fine. I have OCD. I deal with it. It is what it is. I take Xanax once in a while. It's fine. And then I started personal development when I started Beachbody. And it took me a few months to get on the bandwagon. I will tell you that the National Wake Up Call is something I do not miss every single week. I can't get on Mondays when they're live because I'm working, but first thing Tuesday morning, I'm on the podcast and I'm listening to it on the way to work. I am not a reader personally. I think I do need glasses. It makes my eyes tired, but I love Audible. I have a subscription to Audible. I get a new book every month. And I have listened, I think on my vision board for this 2016, my goal was to read like 3 personal development books, whatever. And then I found Audible and I did 10. I mean, anything by John Gordon, The Energy Bus I did, The Go-Giver, Badass, You're a Badass, that's my go-to. Talk about feeling empowered after you listen or read that one. What else have I done? The Slight Edge. I've done so many on Audible that I couldn't wait to get in the car in the morning and after work and just put it on. And I just use the Audible app, and that's how I do it. Trainings on YouTube. If you go on YouTube and you say how to invite, how to post about the health bed, how to do anything, you're going to see tons of training on there. There's like nothing needs to be recreated. You just take what you learn and apply it to you and what you're going to do and how you would come across when you post. And the Coach Online Office trainings, it's all there. It's all there. Nothing needs to be recreated. Just if you have a question, go. You have your upline, go. Talk to them. Always have your go-to book. I know when I was going through the motions and feeling like I was basically a loser and had nothing to offer anybody, and my business was going down the tubes and everything, coaches were quitting and this and that, I picked up You're a Badass on Audible again, and I started listening, and I'm telling you, it would just empower me for the day. And I highly suggest that you listen to 10 to 15 minutes or you read 10 to 15 minutes in the morning and then invite right after, because nothing's stopping you. You feel so good inside and your motivation is up. And if you do your inviting, you won't even think twice about it. Team calls, to me, it's a must. I think personally I missed 1 or 2 in the entire 2 years. I love them. I love seeing everyone's faces. I feel the camaraderie. Super Saturday events, I've been to every single one since I started. Summit is absolutely amazing. There's nothing like it. So if you can attend Summit, that is definitely something that you should do. And also if you get on the Success Club trips, just speaking with other coaches and forming those friendships and relationships, it's all part of personal development. You're learning so much from the other people on your team. One thing I found that you always have to have something to invite to. Every month we run a free group, whether it's 5 or 7 days. We have our challenge group, and I will tell you, and I'm going to be honest, we have not been consistent with our Coach Sneak Peek. We have tried different avenues. We have done live webinars. We have done events. We have done 3-day sneak peeks, 1-day sneak peeks, hour-long sneak peeks, and we're really trying to find our groove as a smaller team to see what works. But that's all part of the learning process, and it's trying to figure out who's comfortable with what and who's going to take care of this and that. But you always want to have something to invite people to, because when you're excited about a new group forming, or you're excited about a new program or whatever it may be, inviting comes naturally, and it comes through in your invites. And invites, don't forget, especially for those new coaches, invites are not just like, long. You don't want long-winded invitations on Facebook Messenger. When you invite somebody, you can actually just say hello. You can say, hey, I don't know if you've seen, but I'm a Beachbody coach, and I am running my next online health and fitness challenge on January 9th. Are you working on any health and fitness goals now? Something simple like that. You don't even have to mention Beachbody Coach. You can just say something, hey, I'm running my next challenge group. Want to see if you'd be interested in joining me. That's it. That's all you have to do. But when you're excited about something coming up, that's going to come through when you're messaging those people. And I do not mean this with any disrespect, because one of my very good friends is all about the mascara, and I love the products. But one thing I wanted you to realize is that you're asking people to change their lifestyle. You are asking them to take such a leap of faith in you, but in themselves, more importantly in themselves. And they're scared to fail. I don't know about you, but I failed at so many things before I found Beachbody. So, I wasted money, I failed, I felt horrible about myself. It was a vicious cycle. So you're not asking them to just buy a product that if they don't like, all right, they spent $30 on it, no big deal. You're asking them to change their entire day, to take those 30 minutes for themselves, to get up earlier, to stay up later, whatever it may be. So it's so much harder, but it has so much more meaning, this business. And that's why I would do this full time in a heartbeat, because the meaning of this, what you're doing to people to change their lives, to take them off medications, to prevent disease, to lose that weight. I mean, I used to be in Weight Watchers years and years ago, and I remember them saying that every 5 pounds was a 5-pound sack of potatoes off your heart. And that always just hit home with me. So you're asking them to change everything that they're used to. And it doesn't matter if they're 400 pounds. It doesn't matter if they're skinny fat, as we would call it, where they don't have muscle tone. Like, you're asking them to change who they are, even though it's for the better. They're scared. So when people don't respond to you, we call them crickets. When you have crickets in your challenge group, or you have crickets in your invitation, nobody's responding, or you get a no. Just remember that every time you put an invite out, and even if you get silence or you get a no, that's more opportunities that later on you are going to get a yes. So no matter what, write those names down. And organizational ADD is horrible with it. Write those names down, revisit next month. I have had people come to me an entire year later saying, I am ready. So they're not going to jump on board right away. Some will. I'm not going to say those are the easy ones. And I have to say, most who do that, they don't stick to it. It's the ones that they see you following up. They haven't said a damn thing to you back in the messenger. They never comment on your post. And then all of a sudden they say, I'm ready. And then those are the people that are going to succeed. So basically, I want to tell you to enjoy the ride. This is not a quick fix for anything. There are hills, there are valleys, there are so many ups and downs. Sometimes it feels like you're on a roller coaster. You have such a great day, and the next day you're so frustrated because nobody's responded. But there's no quick fix. It doesn't matter, if we're talking about fitness or a paycheck or rank in this business. It takes time to grow. So one thing I want you to think about, I want you to commit to reaching out to 3 people per day. You average that with an average of 30 days a month, let's say. Okay, so that's 90 people a month. That's about 1,080 people you reached out to in a year. Now, granted, some days I reach out to 10 people. Some days I reach out to 2 or 3. It's going to go, up and down depending how much time you have. And one thing I do want to say before I get to the next part, they call it the power hour. I can tell you, in all good intentions, my power hours from 8:30 to 9:30, it does not happen. It does not happen that way. My kids don't always go to sleep at the right time. I'm tired. I have things going on, things that I have to do. But it's pockets of time. People say, oh, you spend so much time on. No, I don't. I spend no more than an hour a day on this business. Yes, if I'm home, like on vacation, and the kids are playing or whatever, I may spend 2 hours that day. But then there are days I spend 15, 30 minutes. But you always have to invite. You have to reach out and invite them to whatever's coming up next. Especially with this new Access Pack, guys, this is the best time for you to be in this business. People are just flocking. They're flocking. And Beachbody even said they had 400% more interest than they thought they were going to have. And that's why there's so many kinks right now with signing up, because people see like it's an awesome deal. It's an awesome deal. So now is the time that you're going to help more people, and you're going to hit Success Club, and you're going to make $70 every time you sell that challenge pack. Like, that's a lot of money when most of us were making 40 or 50, mostly 40. $70 is a lot of money, and you're going to attract more people that way, coach-wise. You want to add 3 people to your contact list every day. You want to send friend requests. Don't friend request other coaches. It's not worth it. Don't friend request people that are friends with other coaches that you know about. But adding 3 contacts every day gives you over 1,000 new friends every single year who's going to see your posts. Remember, those crickets and no's are still seeds planted. And I found this little visual. Never underestimate the power of a planted seed. Every single time you reach out to somebody, they read it and it's there. They may say, I don't need that, or, ugh, this Beachbody girl again, blah, 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 Beachbody guy, oh, yeah. But let me tell you, it's planted. It's there. And just like I talked about with my friend Jen, I reached out to her 5 times. The seed was planted. And look how far she's come. She lost all her weight and then some, and she has a rocking business. So you just never know whose life you're going to touch. So the invite's there. It's just a matter of when they're mentally and physically ready to take the leap. Because honestly, like I said, it's not about buying leggings. It's not about buying mascara or Tupperware or anything else, or even oils. And I love all that stuff. It's not that. I just want you to see the difference, that you're asking them to change internally, not just buy a product. So that is a much bigger deal, and it's definitely going to be harder. But remember, follow up with everybody. And honestly, I really feel that 2017 is going to be the year where we're all going to reach our goals. So that is all I have.
That was a perfect call for tonight. I mean, really, Danielle, that was awesome.
Thank you. Hi, Laura.
Hello. She's waving and making noises over here.
I couldn't see anything but the slides, so.
She just heard her name and like clammed up. So much good stuff. Like you said, none of it new or groundbreaking, but I think it's coming at us at the right time, and I think you said it in the right ways. I love how you said always have something to invite people to. That's something that I have definitely not been doing recently, and it makes a big difference. I loved how you talked about how this isn't mascara, and like you said, I love those products too. But you're right, it's an internal change in people. You're not asking them to put on a pair of pants or light a candle. You're asking them, a lot of times people almost need to hit bottom for this.
Yeah, they get to a point where they just can't take it anymore. Like I did. Like I was crying every single day, and I just could not take it anymore.
I got to the point where I was watching Ashley's post, and I was ready to hit block, and something was like, nope, don't hit block. Let's go the other way. So, the Shakeology video that you love so much, would you share on your team page?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I love it. It's fun. It's energetic, and she knows her stuff. And like I said, I can't even pronounce half of it. But it's so informative, and I'll send the breakthrough, the Shakeology breakthrough video. I used to send the Tony Horton one, and people would be like, what is this? It's kind of cheesy. And I'm like, yeah, but it's Tony. They're like, who's Tony? I'm like, really? They don't understand the humor in it. Right. But if you send this one, like the breakthrough one is really good to just be like, this is what the USDA recommends and blah, blah, blah. But this one is just, it tells you everything and what each ingredient is meant for. So I'll post that.
Perfect. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? Ashley, do you have anything that you want to add?
No, I loved it. I thought it was the same thing. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was perfect timing. Same thing as Dan. I love that what you said about the mascara. I was actually like hysterical laughing, because so many people I know and coaches and like really successful coaches have left to do something else, which is just a product. And to me, I'm just like, I don't understand the mindset. I mean, I understand the money, like, everybody needs to make quick money, but like Beachbody is so much more than just a product, just like you said, just mascara or just leggings or just wine, just anything, you know what I mean? So I love that you said that. I thought it was so on point. And yeah, I love it. I love that you brought up the all access, that Beachbody is having like overwhelming response to it, which is so amazing for us. You know, the 3 Success Club points we have until the end of February, the income, the $70 is so good, and just the value of it, I think, is so awesome. But like you said, they're definitely taking like 5 days to process the all access upgrade. So if you have a customer who is who like say just bought a challenge pack today, they're not going to have access to everything, that all access thing, for about 5 days. They're like very backlogged with upgrading everyone's stuff, because only certain people, there's like 300 people, I think, are the ones manually doing these upgrades. That's not really like a button like buying a challenge pack and getting access, which we do quick. So they're adding more people, they're training more people to do all these things, but everything has to be like very customized. So that's why it's taking so long. So just let your coaches or your customers know when they're signing up with the All Access Challenge Pack that they'll have access to like the regular Beachbody On Demand. So like they'll still have programs like Turbo Fire and Insanity, like everything that comes normally, they'll get access to right away, but everything won't be unlocked right away. So just let them know when they're purchasing it and when they go to log on, and that's what they're going to see. So don't freak out if it takes them a few days to get them up and running with the All Access Challenge Pack. But like Dana said and Danielle said, they're having such an overwhelming response to the All Access onto the Challenge Pack that it is going to do for our, now if you guys have been around for a few years, if you were around when 21 Day Fix launched, our businesses went from like mediocre, doing good, to like extreme in like, I don't know, 3 months, like crazy, because it was 21 Day Fix came to us and it was just groundbreaking. We had the portion control system, you know, the easy workouts. And so they're expecting that kind of shift again with this All Access Beachbody On Demand Challenge Pack. So you guys, if you are new, if you have been around for a while, if you are like in a place where you're like, you know, the last couple months have been crazy, my last year's been crazy, whatever it is, like this is the best time ever. I've been a Beachbody coach now 5 years this month, that it's ever been. So just start, just do, and get people in challenge groups, and don't worry yourself about so much, you know, like building a huge team and doing all this stuff. Just keep helping people get the products in their hands, help them with a challenge group, build relationships, focus on the people, and the business comes to follow. Sometimes we can get caught up in the business and signing up coaches and, you know, doing all this stuff. If you just keep that focus on people and helping them get started on the health and fitness journey, like that reason that you joined, everything else will fall into place. So it was an awesome call, Danielle. I'm so thankful that you stepped up to do the call. If you guys have not hosted a call yet, we would really love for you guys to do it. Don't feel like you have to do an entire call. Don't feel like you have to do all these slides. If you just feel like you have 5-10 minutes to share on something, we can pair you up with another coach or one of us and to get us on the calls. But we have a whole bunch of calls. We have a whole bunch of dates open for the rest of the month. I can add the February dates on there. So just pick a day that works for you. Really love to hear from different coaches, because like Dana said, you know, we're hearing the same information, but it's just from somebody else in a different way and hearing a different point of view and their style and their journey. So we would really love to hear from you guys. So please just, you know, sign up for a call, and if you need help with it, you know, we'll be more than willing to help anybody who needs it. But that's it. That's all I had. Does anybody have any questions for Danielle? I'm just so happy and thankful that you did, because it was so, I'm like so ready for this year. So it just sounded like you are too. And it was perfect way to start the year.
Thank you.
Danielle, it's Trisha. Real quick, if I could just add, I didn't know you were going through all that, and makes me sad that I didn't know, and I didn't kind of give you a little you know, chat, and I'm sorry that your family went through that. But I think it's amazing that a full-time teacher and mom of 3 and a coach could still be here. I think you're inspiring and amazing that you can find the time, the heart, the desire, and the passion to help others while you probably needed a little help yourself. So well done that you're still here. And I think it's amazing that, in the time of in your own life, you were able to kind of power through. So well done. And that's because this business is about people and not products. You said it. And that's why, you've succeeded this way. So well done. And if you can do it, with that stress and, tough time in your life, that makes us, it makes me feel that keep going, you can do this too. So thank you. And I'm sorry that I didn't know all that was going on.
No, I was private with it, and I appreciate that. Thank you. I was private, and I have to say that what kept me going was you guys. I mean, this if I didn't have this business, to be honest with you, I wouldn't have gotten rid of some of the negativity in my life. I wouldn't have had something. Listen, my husband's a support. My kids are awesome. My family's supportive, but I kind of went to my team. Like on my little team page, they knew what was going on as it was going. And like, I would be able to ask for prayers where I couldn't post it on Facebook, because my sisters are involved, and my parents are divorced, and my mom, she understands, of course, and she's upset, but she didn't really get it because they've been divorced for so long and the relationship that we had in the past. But having my team,
Yep.
And some people to go to was just incredible.
Yep. Like a family. I get it. Absolutely. So you're still here, and if you can get through that, you got it. Proud of you.
Thank you
for inspiring us.
Anyone else have any questions?
I just want to say something too. So it's funny because in the beginning you said, "Oh, if you're not a new coach, this is going to be like all old news to you." And I guess in a way it is, right? Because these are things that we've heard before, but I think a lot of people, and I know I'm speaking for myself, but I think a lot of people have felt the 2016, maybe business-wise, wasn't the greatest, I think people had some ups and downs. Some people had fabulous, but speaking for myself, it was not my best. So these were excellent reminders that I needed to hear, that I need to be doing or remember to do, or, any of that. So it may be old news, but it's still fabulous news. And I appreciate the call, and I appreciate you.
Thank you, Spitfire. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I would agree. Like she said, and I said it too, it's nothing we haven't heard before, but we sometimes just need to hear things from a different perspective at the right time. And same with me, like 2016, it wasn't like a horrible year, but at the same time, my consistency wasn't there coming out of pregnancy and letting that have the best of me. And it's awesome to look forward to a new year, and it's nice to hear this call with all the reminders of what we need to do to make this a good year. And the bonus being that we have this huge launch, and anyone who was around for the 21-Day Fix launch, if this compares to that at all, it's going to be amazing. I mean, it was mind-blowing, and it changed everybody's business. So, I mean, we got a lot of good stuff going into 2017. So I'm excited.
And for those new coaches, it's not hard. It's really not. It's not hard to do. It's just being consistently doing it over time so that it builds up and enjoying it. I think some of us lost the joy in 2016, part of 2016, in some areas. And then I know for myself, I've gotten it back because I remember you just go back to what it's all about. And it's about helping people. And I was talking to my team about this, and I know it's late and I'm sorry, I told you I talk a lot, but like I was saying, like, okay, let's just start with, Stephanie, my coach, and let's just say she helped me, right? And then I helped Jen and Amy and Deborah and Christy, and then they helped. And it's almost like a family tree and how you branch out. And if you just think about how many people you reached, I mean, it's so amazing the impact that you can have just by doing something so simple as reaching out and saying hello.
Yeah.
So now, can I say something?
Give me chills.
Can you guys hear me?
Is that my Christine?
It is. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She psyched me up before, by the way, my success partner. I texted her, oh my goodness, and she called me, and I love you for that.
I love you too, hon. So here's where I think, like, you come out of the gate telling us what you think are your weak points. And here's what I think you completely underestimate is something you do easily that is tough for a lot of us, which is the consistency piece. The fact that you hit All-Star 10, like you did Success Club 10, for how long as you did it is freaking insane. Like, that's insane. And the fact that you are just, your consistency piece and your inviting piece is so natural to you. And I think that's such a great strength that you pass on to others. But I think that is something that is your strength, and is something that should be bragged about a bit more. We all have stuff that we struggle with, but that is freaking powerful. That's awesome and inspiring. And the fact that you did it that you lasted and you had your comeback through everything you were going through is amazing. I know it's late, but maybe talk a little bit too about what inspires me and what I learned from you is the team aspect. This is also something you do naturally, which is your team. And I know we all struggle trying to try different things that'll work, but you have created this consistent team call with your team, and you've created your own, even though it's a small group, own little family, and you all, every Tuesday night, you plan things together, and you do your groups together. Like, everything you do is together. Can you talk? I think everybody can learn a little bit from that. I know it's late, but
yeah, if you don't mind, I would tell you that we tried a different approach a few months back, and it didn't work. There was some talk about not me personally, but in general, kind of not giving our coaches the ability to fly on their own. And I took that and I said, gee, you know what? Maybe I'm not empowering them enough. Maybe they do need to do this on their own. And I don't want to baby anybody because this is their business. And if for some reason I can't make it somewhere, I just want them to go fly. And we tried that, and it wasn't fun. Like I partnered with Deborah, and like some of them would partner together, but it just wasn't fun. And we kind of lost that team feeling. And there's been some shifts in our team in general, but just deciding, getting a consensus from them, there's only like 6 of us really, and getting that consensus that they kind of miss being a part of that team feeling has been so much more fun and so much more effective. So no, we don't have hundreds of people in our free group right now. And some people are doing free groups on their own. Some people running their own app challenge, the challenge groups through their apps and things like that. But we do talk every Tuesday night for about half hour to an hour, and we are planning together, and we do it together. And sure, there are things to streamline, but it's just so much more fun when you do it together. And that's why we decided to do it. And it also takes the workload off of 1 or 2 people. It's everybody contributes. And when we found that almost like over planning just didn't work. Like when you're just you and you post your workout and you post a recipe that you came across or something, like people respond to that so much better than when you're like, okay, well, this week you do this and this week we do. It's too much. It's too frustrating. It's too stressful. So if you say, okay, well, we're going to, do the health bet together, or we did screw the resolution and we decided we're going to keep that open and, see where that takes us now, and, it's like, I know that if I don't post in every single day, somebody else is definitely posting. Is there a ton of engagement in this group? No, there's not. Talk about those crickets. But then all of a sudden somebody will chime in, or I'll message somebody privately and say, how are you liking the group? And they're like, oh my God, I love it. And I'm like, really? Because you haven't said anything, done anything, liked anything, but they're watching and they're still working on their goals. So this is not for everybody, but for us as a smaller team, we are doing things together, and it's been so much more fun.
I appreciate that a lot. And that's why I wanted to, go back to these big calls. And that's why I asked Ashley and Trisha and was like, and the other Diamonds, like, can we please start doing this stuff together again? Because when we were a small team, we were more, I lost that feeling and it made me upset, and it was hard to work this business when you lose that. So I completely understand. So that's why I'm so happy to be doing just this call again together as a big team. So I definitely appreciate that. And I know that I've done some more groups partnering with some of the coaches on my team. Cause like you said, it's more fun that way. It really is. You don't need to do it by yourself. That's not really you can, but
no. And at the end of the day too, like long term, like you want to keep it fun. Like once it gets to that like monotonous same thing over and over again, you're just like, this is like not for me. You know what I mean? You get like in that rut. So I was super excited to start these calls again with everyone too. And you want your team to grow and lead and do their own things, but then you also, the best of both worlds to keep that culture and keep that
right.
excitement going.
Yeah, because I still do this because I like hanging out with you guys. If I wasn't hanging out with you guys anymore, I'm like, well, this stinks. What am I doing this for? So anyway, thank you, Danielle. I appreciate it. I'm sure everybody else did, and we'll get that recording up, and everybody go to sleep. It's Monday. Get up early and work.
Don't go to sleep. Go make some connections and build some relationships.
Thank you.
All right.
Good night, guys.
Good night.